Okay, so I'm basically concerned about Gen 9 of Pokemon. Just got announced, and it's like the day before this video is being recorded. It's uh, uh I'm quite concerned about the future of the Pokemon franchise because there's a few things that could go wrong if Game Freak doesn't handle it properly. And like, yeah, like the national decks, like not all the Pokemon being in Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet, that was inevitable. Happened in Sword and Shield, and people got up in arms about that, but we went on with our lives. And it's- but in terms of the success of Scarlet and Violet, it really depends on how they handle uh, n- the fact that not all the Pokemon are going to be in the game. And, and, and there's also the fact that Scarlet and Violet are going to be fully open world, even more so than Legends Arceus, which came out back in January. And so that right there is somewhat of a concern, because I have no idea how well they're going to execute it. So, but so very concerning right there. But there's also some hopes because this could also lead to the games heading into a better direction in the long run, and if they do things well. But, but then again, and and they could just make things very worse than they are, partially because of some of the things that they botched in the last few games. And it's like with how empty the wild area and Sword and Shield were, but it does look like in the trailer we got for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, and that it's going to be a much better than their first few attempts at open world areas. Yes, and hopefully, with it being fully open world, it's all seamless. Yes, and, and some of the rendering stuff could have been improved upon, and but then again, what's already happened is what already happened. And but let's not talk about the starters and about the concerns I have with that. Eh, 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 The whole thing with like the Grassfire water starters, like that, I'm perfectly fine with them keeping it to having those three typings. But they have to really be considerate of the designs and to not use the same type combinations and for the starters that they used before. And like I'm hearing some people guessing grass fighting in for her the grass starter, which has already been done before with Chestnut. Some some people are guessing in water steel or water dark for the water starter, which both of those have already been done by starters. So I'm just hoping that each of the type combos that the three starters end up getting are new and not repeated. And and if the fire starter ends up being firefighting, people are going to be angry about it. Because we already have three firefighting starters, is- is- and people weren't really happy about that, and they're very much up in arms. But when Embor came was revealed. then not many people really like pick Knight as well. Uh, but hopefully, the typings are good. And, and in terms of what I think are possible type combos they could do for the grass starter, I was hearing like in things like grass psychic and grass fairy. I'm in group leading towards the grass fairy group for the grass starter. Uh, In terms of the fire starter, I'm leaning towards the fire ground typing, and for the final stage. That way that there will complete the ground type trio among the starters because we've already had a water ground starter with Swampert, and then a grass ground starter with Torterra. Uh, but so far, we have no fire starter that was paired with the ground type. And the only Pokemon in the franchise that has the fire ground typing is like the normal line with normal Cameron and then Mega Cameron. In terms of the water starter, I do think a possible type combo is water flying, which I somewhat doubt is going to happen because his water starter her that was revealed it was pure water instead of water flying. So I don't believe it's going to end up gaining the water typing in the second or third stage, which makes me believe that it's going to end up being water fighting. And could it become water steel instead of water fighting? That is a possibility, but we've already had Empoleon and being the first water steel type starter. So I don't think that they should repeat that specific type combo again for a starter. Could they have a non-starter that's water steel type? Yes, that'd be perfectly fine. But they should really keep it diverse. And they should really keep it even more diverse. Here's for the fire type starters because of the three firefighting starters we had, and 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 even was like in Legends Arceus, two of the three Hisuian forms for the starters is in that game and had type combos that were already used. Like Samurott got a water dark typing which was used by Greninja from Gen 6 and uh, and Decidueye or Decidueye based on how you pronounce it. Some people tend to mess it up sometimes, like me occasionally. It was given that Pokemon was given the grass fighting type combo, which was also seen in with the Cal starter Chestnut. And so really hoping that if the final stages of the Gen 9 starters and gain a secondary type, but it's a type that wasn't paired with that specific starter type. Can't speak clearly for some reason. But anyways, if the starters end up getting a secondary type, it most likely going to be one that hasn't really been paired with that same type among the starters. It could be a type combo we've already had, and I just really hope it's not a type combo that we haven't seen and be held by a starter Pokemon. Now, in terms of like Megas returning, that is a major mystery. Yeah, I know a lot of people who loved the Megas, as I am one of the people who also loved Megas, and I'm really hoping they do return. But there is so much uncertainty eh, about the return. We've only had one trailer so far, and it was and the trailer has only shown us the names of the games, the appearance of the male and female protagonists and their outfits. It's that they supposedly are going to start in, and then the appearance of the three starters and the names of those three starters were given to us on websites like Cerebi and Twitter and such, which makes me really wonder what the name of the region is. We might very well get the name of the region in the next trailer, but I don't know. Someone already tell if, but they should really give us the name of the region soon. I'm going to guess that as, at some point in March, at some point in the month of March, we're going to end up getting in like one or two trailers. That ends up giving us the name of the region and hopefully the professor that I don't, they haven't really haven't ever kept the professor a secret to my knowledge. If they do that would be a surprise. Yes. But then again, and they've been really changing things up with the main series games. It's like in the Gen 7 games, Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon, and they did away with gym leaders, but they did continue the trend of the Elite Four. Not in the Gen 8 games, Sword and Shield, and they did bring the gyms back, but they didn't really do a official Elite Four. And that really makes me a question: are we going to end up getting in gym leaders again and Elite Four again? Because only one of those two appeared in each of the previous two generations, and with the fact that Gen 9 is an odd numbered generation, and the previous two generations of an odd number has two sets of games that takes place in the same region. In Gen 5, we have Black and White that take place in Unova, and then we had Black 2 and White 2 in the same generation that also takes place in Unova. In Gen 7, we got Sun and Moon, which takes place in Alola, and then Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which also takes place in Alola. That's different generations that has four games in that was released in that generation that takes place in the region and that is associated with that generation, which makes me think that we'll end up getting four games, two pairs of games, and with the first pair being Scarlet and Violet. Yeah. I won't necessarily know what the names are for the next pair of games, but it might end up being similar to Violet and Scarlet. Probably a Blazing Scarlet, Stormy Violet, but I'm not sure. It could be totally different. And so, and there's that, and in terms of like hopes and stuff, I really hope the character customization is done well. Um, like they've been improving upon the character customization in terms of variety for the past few generations. And so on the fact that Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are the first remakes of a prior generation, and to have character customization that wasn't there in the original, uh, which does put up my hopes. Uh, Makes me really hopeful. We might very well also see a character customization in the next remakes, which will probably be either for Johto or Unova. My bet is going to be Johto for Gen 9 and Unova for Gen 10. Might years down the way for the Unova remakes, but sometimes we have to hold out. And the first batch of remakes for every and the first batch of remakes done for each generation is always seems to be in a generation of an even number that seems to be happens to be the number that is double that of the original generation and that the games came out. And that and like Gen 1 had remakes in Gen 3, which 3 isn't exactly double of 2, but it couldn't possibly do a remix in Gen 2 because it's directly after the original one, so it made sense to wait to Gen 3 for the Kanto remakes in the Green and Fire Red. And then in Gen 4, they released is the remakes for the Johto games. And then Gen 6, we got the Hoenn remakes. Then Gen 8, we got Sinnoh remakes. That, that trend right there makes me believe that we're going to end up getting Unova remakes in Gen 10. In terms of Johto remakes, we had the first set of remakes with Heart Gold and Soul Silver in Gen 4. And that's pretty much the last set of remakes, or at least last set of games that are considered remakes, so that have yet to be made in this 3D game. Um, but thing is, they may end up doing chibi style again, and for Heiko and Soul Silver, but I really hope that they don't repeat it. Because there's not many people liked the chibi style they did for Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. I personally didn't mind that style, but it, it's always possible. In terms of the graphics for the Gen 9 games, they look really good. Definitely makes me believe that it's going to be a Spain-inspired region. But also kind of hoping what in, to see the regional bird, regional bug, and regional rodent that are going to be introduced in this generation. And I also believe we're going to get a two-stage grass type Pokemon and with some ties to mushrooms. Because in Gen 1 we had Paris and Parasect, a two-stage evolution line It was part grass with mushroom elements. In Gen 3, we had Shroomish and Breloom, a two-stage grass-type evolution with mushroom elements. In Gen 5, we had Fungus and Mungus as well, which are two-stage grass-type evolution with mushroom elements. And then Gen 7, we had Morlo and Shinate, a, a two-stage grass-type evolution line with mushroom elements. The fact that so far we've had a mushroom themed Pokemon, a part of a two-stage evolution line that are both grass types, with all final state with all of them being dual types with the exception of Shroomish. Is being released in a generation of odd number, makes me believe that we're going to end up getting another two-stage evolution line that is part grass type paired with another type uh, that has a mushroom theme to it. So yeah, I'm going to end this video off now. So you guys can put your thoughts in the comments section below, or just move on to another video or whatnot. And so yeah.